Okay, I'm going to do a quick video blog on all the animations of our level and describe how they work and what we're using them for. This is the first animation I'm going to be showing. It's the bridge animation. So how I built this is I was building a bridge mesh, so it's built specifically to be broken a certain manner anyway, so it's easier for me to rig. And for this I just use a basic rig with 8 simple controllers, and what this does is when I play it, the train comes in and the bridge breaks as the boss destroys the bridge. So yeah, I didn't have many problems with this rig, but it was my first rig, so it took me a bit longer to do. There's a bit of a learning curve. Okay, on to the second rig. The next rig we're going to look at is the ice chunks. So for this rig, the animation was to be a looping animation, so that they get to the end and then they jump back to the start. Originally I did this keyframe by keyframe without a rig. However, when we imported it into Unity, there was an issue with the central pivot location. So instead, to fix this, I just rebuilt it with a rig, and this is what it looks like. I'm gonna play it. So as you can see, the ice chunks jump underneath the map and back to the start when they get to the end. Okay, on to the next one. The next rig I'm going to talk about is the drill spikes. I attempted this in 2 different ways. The first attempt I tried was with a IK spline and a spline, sorry, but this didn't work as the drill wouldn't go back on itself properly. It kept causing errors in the bend. So to fix this problem, I just built a chain rig with a series of bones, and this is what the final animation looks like. As you can see, as the drill hits the rock, the wire tightens up from the other end to secure the drill into place. The next animation we're going to look at is the water animation, the ripple. For this, again, I tried 2 attempts. The first using blend shapes, but however, when I exported this for Unity, it didn't work properly, so we just made a new simple rig for it, and this is what the animation looks like. For the rig, I just set the controllers and the bones to be around the verts, like circle verts, and just pulled them up and down. Okay, on to the next rig. So this is the drill in the level, and this was done, the rig and animation for this was done by Alex. Let me just see where his rig controllers are. There we go. So he's got 4 controllers. We've got the base controller and the 3 drill controllers. Oh no, there's 5, sorry. There's a smaller one where the I don't know what that is, rotates in the center. Okay, this is what the looping animation looks like. And onto the final rig of our level is the boss rig. So for the boss, I tried many different approaches. The first approach to the boss, initially only the 3 shields at the front would rotate, and the guns on the outer wings would lift up and down. But we took this back as we thought the boss didn't move enough; it was too static. So we wanted to develop it and make it more advanced. So I'm going to talk you through the controller and what it does. So we decided to make a controller so that when it comes to Andy being able to animate, that it's simply to make these short animations, he can go in and make them himself with ease. So on the top left hand side, you have the movement controls. and this has translation in the X and Y and rotation in the Z axis. And what this allows you to do is that when you're moving the boss about, as you notice, the flight stabilizers at the back change depending on the direction of movement. So if you lift the boss up, both flight stabilizers go up. If you take him down, they both go down. Left and right, they're inverted, so it gives the illusion of the boss moving about and distributing his weight evenly. You can also rotate this. There we go, and that also has the same effect. Below that we have each of the guns, and these are a simple up and down animation. Then we'll move on to the shields. So for the shields, I had quite a big problem with the shields because, as I said, originally we moved all three together, but we wanted each shield to move up and down individually and then to break apart separately as well. So for this, there are several bones. Let me get the bones up and joints. So as you can see, each shield has a series of 3 bones. It's got the 2 bones for each of the shield halves, and then the main bone, which is the whole shield, and then this links to another joint which connects all 3 shields together as one. So if we slide the top bar left and right, let's get rid of the controllers again, you'll notice the shields rotate as one. And below that, if we lift the individual shields up and down, you'll see that the shields translate by themselves. And finally, the shields also rotate. This is so that when the boss is in different states, that the shields rotate once they get damaged. And next, in the next column, at the bottom, I'm going to start with first because that's to do with the shields as well. So on the left hand side, if we move this one up and down, you'll see that the shield falls apart and drops underneath the map. And each of the shields do this separately, so that when the shields get destroyed, they can be animated with ease. Next we have the claw controls, which these are the main claws for the primary weapon of the boss. So when we move this left and right, the claws open, and the bottom one is just going to be a quick pop in and out to represent the laser firing out fast. And then on the far right hand side, we've got the outer claws. In terms of functions, all these do is it's just for a visual aesthetics more than anything, so that the silhouette of the boss isn't as rigid. So when we play all these, well, I've done a short animation. When we play all these together, this is what we visualize the boss doing. Let me start this from the beginning, sorry. So as you can see, the shields are rotating, but to make them feel like they're levitating a little bit more, they go up and down slowly by their own pace. You can see the flight stabilizers working as the boss ship moves about. Also, if you watch the cannon, there should be a cannon movement soon, you'll notice as the guns pop out quickly for the laser and then close. I'm just going to speed this animation up for the purpose of this video now. So as you see, the shields turn when they're getting damaged, and then they turn back to their original state. And I press play properly from here again, so you can see the shields break in real time. So that's it for our animations for our level. As you can see, it's quite structured at the moment. We're quite happy with how the animations have turned out. And yeah, that's it.